Lo was stranded on the side of the road, her clothes soaked through from the relentless downpour. The rain cascaded down in sheets, blurring the lines between sky and earth and leaving her shivering in the cold. Her car, an old sedan, had decided to give up the ghost at the most inopportune time. To make matters worse, her phone battery was dead, offering no hope of calling for help. She stood there, helpless, her mind racing with frustration and despair. As she gazed into the distance, headlights pierced the curtain of rain, growing closer until they halted right beside her. The car was sleek and unfamiliar, a beacon of hope in her dire situation. The window rolled down smoothly, and to her astonishment, she found herself looking into the face of Elon Musk. The recognition was instant, but it felt surreal, like a dream she was about to wake up from. Why would someone as important as him be here, in this moment, offering her salvation? Lo's heart pounded in her chest, a mixture of shock and tentative hope. Elon's expression was calm and reassuring, a stark contrast to the storm raging around them. "Do you need some help?" he asked, his voice steady and kind. She could hardly believe her ears. Could this really be happening? For a moment she hesitated, unsure of how to respond. The rain continued its merciless assault, reminding her of the cold reality she was in. She nodded slowly, her voice caught in her throat. "Yes, please," she managed to say, her vulnerability laid bare. Elon stepped out of his car, unfazed by the rain that now soaked him as well. He moved with purpose, exuding a sense of calm control that seemed to envelop Lo in a cocoon of safety. He opened the passenger door of his car, gesturing for her to get in. The warmth of the interior was a stark contrast to the freezing rain outside, and she gratefully sank into the plush seat, still in disbelief at her unexpected savior. As he got back behind the wheel, Elon turned to her with a reassuring smile. "Let's get you somewhere dry," he said, pulling back onto the road with practiced ease. The car's interior was silent except for the rhythmic drumming of the rain on the roof, a strange counterpoint to the whirlwind of emotions inside Lo. She stole a glance at Elon, the man whose kindness had just turned her night around. It felt like the beginning of something extraordinary, a moment of kindness that would ripple through her life in ways she couldn't yet fathom. Lo couldn't help but replay the day's events in her mind as she sat in Elon's car. It had started like any other, with her rushing out of her tiny apartment to get to work on time. She had overslept, thanks to a restless night of worrying about her mounting bills and the uncertain future she faced. Her job at the local diner barely paid enough to cover the essentials, let alone the unexpected expenses that seemed to pop up at the worst possible moments. The morning had been a blur of spilled coffee, missed buses, and irritated customers. Lo had always prided herself on her resilience, but today had tested her limits. The final straw had come when her manager called her into the office, his expression grim. "I'm sorry, Lo, but we're cutting back on staff. We just can't afford to keep everyone on right now," he said, his voice filled with a mix of regret and resignation. The news hit her like a punch to the gut, leaving her reeling. She had spent the afternoon job hunting, trudging from one place to another, only to be met with the same apologetic smiles and shaking heads. By the time she returned to her car, the sky had turned a threatening shade of gray. As if on cue, the heavens opened up, unleashing a torrent of rain. Lo had tried to start the car, but it stubbornly refused to cooperate. The engine sputtered and died, leaving her stranded on the side of the road with no way to call for help. Now, sitting in the warmth of Elon's car, she felt a mix of relief and disbelief. The events of the day seemed like a bad dream, one she was finally waking up from. She glanced over at Elon, who was focused on the road ahead, his expression thoughtful. There was something about him that put her at ease, despite the surreal circumstances. "Thank you," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. "I don't know what I would have done if you hadn't stopped." Elon turned to her, a small smile playing on his lips. "Sometimes life throws unexpected challenges our way," he said. "It's how we respond to them that defines us." His words resonated deeply with Lo, a reminder that even in the darkest moments, there could be a glimmer of hope. As they continued down the rain-soaked road, she couldn't help but feel that this chance encounter was the beginning of something new, a turning point that could change her life forever. The drive continued in a comfortable silence, the rhythmic sound of rain against the car's roof creating a soothing backdrop. Lo's thoughts were a whirlwind of emotions, but there was a growing sense of calm. She felt a strange comfort in the presence of Elon Musk, whose unexpected kindness had turned a miserable night into a chance for something better. As they drove, Elon's car navigated the slick roads with ease. Eventually, they pulled into the parking lot of a cozy-looking diner. The neon sign flickered through the rain, offering a warm welcome. Elon turned off the engine and looked at Lo with a reassuring smile. "Let's get you out of those wet clothes and have a warm meal," he said. Inside the diner, the atmosphere was a stark contrast to the storm outside. The air was warm, filled with the comforting aroma of coffee and freshly baked goods. They found a booth near the window, and a friendly waitress quickly brought them menus and steaming mugs of coffee. Lo wrapped her hands around the warm cup, savoring the heat that seeped into her cold fingers. Elon took a sip of his coffee and leaned back, his gaze thoughtful. "So, Lo, tell me about yourself," he said, his tone inviting and genuinely curious. Lo hesitated for a moment, unsure of where to begin. The day's events still weighed heavily on her mind, and she struggled to find the words. Finally, she took a deep breath and began to recount her story, the restless nights, the worries about bills, and the sense of hopelessness that had overshadowed her life. She told him about losing her job at the diner and the fruitless search for new opportunities. Elon listened intently, his expression empathetic. He nodded thoughtfully as she spoke, offering words of encouragement and understanding. He shared some of his own experiences, recounting moments of struggle and doubt from his past. His words resonated deeply with Lo, reminding her that even someone as successful as Elon had faced challenges and setbacks. As their conversation continued, Lo felt a weight lifting off her shoulders. For the first time in a long while, she felt truly heard and understood. Elon's kindness and genuine interest in her story were like a balm to her weary soul. After finishing their meal, Elon glanced at Lo with a thoughtful expression. "You know, Lo, I see a lot of potential in you. You're resilient, and you faced your challenges head on. If you're interested, I'd like to offer you an opportunity to work on a project at Tesla. It could be the fresh start you're looking for." Lo's heart skipped a beat, a mix of disbelief and excitement flooding her senses. The offer seemed too good to be true, but the sincerity in Elon's eyes convinced her that it was real. With a trembling voice, she managed to say, "Thank you, Elon. I don't know what to say. This could change everything for me." Elon smiled warmly. "Sometimes all it takes is one act of kindness to set a new course. I believe in you, Lo. Let's see where this journey takes you." Lo felt a surge of excitement and apprehension as Elon's offer sank in. Could this really be happening? The warmth of the diner, the comforting hum of conversation around them, and the genuine kindness in Elon's eyes made it all feel surreal. Her heart pounded with a mix of hope and fear, hope for a brighter future, and fear of the unknown. As they continued their conversation, Elon shared more about his journey, his failures, and the lessons he had learned along the way. Lo listened intently, hanging on to his every word. It was both inspiring and humbling to hear that even someone as successful as Elon had faced moments of doubt and struggle. "I remember a time when I was on the verge of giving up," Elon said, his gaze distant as he recalled his past. "I had invested everything I had into my companies, and it seemed like nothing was working. But then I realized that it's not about how many times you fall, it's about how many times you get back up. Persistence is key." Lo nodded, feeling a renewed sense of determination. "I've been so focused on my failures that I forgot to see the opportunities in front of me," she admitted. "But now, with this chance you're giving me, I feel like I can finally turn things around." Elon smiled, a spark of pride in his eyes. "That's the spirit, Lo. Believe in yourself, and don't be afraid to take risks. You never know what you're capable of until you push your limits." They finished their meal and left the diner, stepping back into the rain. This time, however, the storm felt less daunting. Lo could feel the weight of her burdens lightening, replaced by a sense of purpose. Elon drove her to a nearby hotel, ensuring she had a comfortable place to stay for the night. "Get some rest, Lo," he said, as they pulled up to the entrance. "Tomorrow is a new day, and it's filled with possibilities. I'll arrange for someone from Tesla to contact you in the morning with the details of your new role." Lo's eyes welled up with gratitude. "Thank you, Elon. You've given me hope when I needed it most." Elon's smile was warm and reassuring. "It's my pleasure, Lo. Remember, this is just the beginning. Your journey is far from over." As she watched him drive away, Lo felt a newfound sense of resolve. She wasn't alone in her struggles anymore. With the support of someone who believed in her, she was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The rain continued to fall, but this time it felt cleansing, washing away the remnants of her past and making way for a brighter future. The next morning, Lo woke up in the hotel room with a sense of anticipation. The room was bathed in soft sunlight, a stark contrast to the stormy night before. She got ready quickly, her mind buzzing with thoughts of the opportunity ahead. True to Elon's word, she received a call from a representative at Tesla, providing her with all the details she needed to get started. It felt surreal, but the excitement overpowered any lingering doubts. Lo made her way to the Tesla office, her heart pounding with a mix of nerves and exhilaration. The sleek, modern building loomed ahead, a symbol of innovation and possibility. As she entered, she was greeted warmly by the staff, who had been informed of her arrival. There was a sense of camaraderie and enthusiasm in the air, and she felt a surge of hope that she had found a place where she truly belonged. Her first few days at Tesla were a whirlwind of learning and adapting. The work was challenging, but Lo thrived on the sense of purpose it brought. She was assigned to a team working on a groundbreaking project, and her colleagues quickly recognized her potential. Elon's trust in her abilities motivated her to give her best, and she was determined to prove herself worthy of the opportunity. One evening, as she worked late on a crucial presentation, Elon walked into the office. He had a knack for appearing at unexpected times, his presence always inspiring. He approached Lo's desk, glancing at the progress she had made. "How's it going, Lo?" he asked, his tone encouraging. Lo looked up, a tired but satisfied smile on her face. "It's challenging, but I'm loving every moment of it," she replied. "Thank you again for believing in me." Elon nodded, his eyes reflecting a deep sense of pride. "You've earned it, Lo. Remember, this is just the beginning. Keep pushing your limits and don't be afraid to think big." His words resonated deeply, fueling her determination even further. Over the next few months, Lo continued to excel, her hard work and dedication earning her the respect of her peers and superiors. She faced obstacles and setbacks, but each challenge only strengthened her resolve. Lo's transformation was evident to everyone around her. The once hesitant and overwhelmed young woman had grown into a confident and capable professional, her journey marked by resilience and unwavering determination. The opportunity Elon had given her had indeed changed her life, setting her on a path of growth and fulfillment. As she looked back on that fateful night in the rain, Lo couldn't help but feel a profound sense of gratitude. The act of kindness from a stranger had set in motion a series of events that transformed her life. She knew that she would carry the lessons she had learned with her, and she was determined to pay it forward, helping others find their own paths to success and happiness. Months had passed since that fateful night, and Lo's life had transformed in ways she could have never imagined. Her role at Tesla had evolved from an entry-level position to a significant contributor on a major project. She had found her stride, her confidence growing with each successful milestone. Her team respected her, and she felt a sense of belonging she had longed for. One evening, after a particularly productive day at work, Lo found herself reflecting on her journey. She sat in her cozy apartment, which she had recently moved into, sipping a cup of tea. The rain was falling gently outside, a soft reminder of the night that changed everything. Her mind wandered back to that moment when Elon Musk had stopped to help her, a stranger in need. Lo's thoughts were interrupted by the ringing of her phone. It was a call from Elon himself. "Hey, Lo," he said warmly. "I just wanted to check in and see how you're doing." Lo smiled, grateful for the unexpected call. "I'm doing really well, Elon. I can't thank you enough for everything you've done for me. This opportunity has changed my life." Elon's voice was filled with genuine satisfaction. "I'm glad to hear that, Lo. You've earned every bit of your success. Remember, this is just the beginning. There's so much more ahead." They talked for a while, discussing work, life, and future goals. Lo felt a deep sense of gratitude for the support and mentorship Elon had provided. His belief in her had been the catalyst for her transformation, and she was determined to make the most of every opportunity that came her way. As their conversation came to an end, Elon left her with one final piece of advice. "Lo, always remember to pay it forward. Help others the way you were helped. Kindness has a way of coming full circle." Lo nodded, the words resonating deeply with her. "I will, Elon. Thank you again." After hanging up, Lo sat back and let the memories wash over her. She thought about the struggles she had faced, the moments of doubt and despair, and the incredible journey that had brought her to this point. The kindness of a stranger had set her on a path she never thought possible, and she was determined to carry that spirit of kindness forward. Lo's story is a testament to the power of kindness and resilience. An act of compassion from a stranger had not only changed her life, but had also inspired her to believe in herself and her potential. She learned that no matter how difficult life may seem, there is always hope and an opportunity for a new beginning. The journey was far from over, but Lo was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead with courage and determination. And in the spirit of paying it forward, she vowed to help others find their own paths to success and happiness, just as she had been helped.